All right, so Carolina, they played their game one. Here I am recording this video. Um, uh, Very late. The game isn't as fresh. I did the short, which had my fresh shot thoughts, but it was only 16 seconds. I wanted to get something out because I played hockey. So yeah, on to game one, and I gotta say, you could not ask for a better game one. Bar none, that was exactly the way you want your first game of the season to go. New squad, they start together on a high note. And by new squad, I mean there's reshuffled. You got Stashny, Brent Burns, Chatfield's making his debut. I don't know about debut. I think he probably played a few games last season. I don't remember. But I think it was his debut, actually. And then you have trying to think. I think there was one guy I'm missing. But yeah, like generally speaking, it's a relatively new core together. And everyone played their role perfectly. I know a lot of people don't like Martinuk. I have mixed emotions on Martinuk in that I like him as a fourth liner. Martinuk is a perfect fourth liner. When Rod Brindamore does try to use him for anything other than a fourth liner, he does struggle, and I acknowledge that. But I do like the fact that Martinuk is a hardworking guy. He really helped with the winning culture. So yeah, he was on the fourth line, and the fourth line with him, Stepan, and I'm trying to remember, why am I blanking on who else was there? But that fourth line played very well. It's a new team. Oh, Kasha. That line played very well, and Kasha's another new face in Carolina. That line played really well. They came in, they had effective forechecks. Trying to remember which goal it was, but there was a goal, it was probably the Natchez one, where the fourth line was heavily involved in that goal because it was in the middle of a line change. So that's good. The fourth line is effective. Do you expect them to score? No. But they come in, they forecheck, they wear down the other team. The other lines can come out and score. Perfect. The first line, Aho, Jarvis, and Teravainen, played phenomenal. Jarvis was a contender for Hurricane of the game. I think two players played better, but that was a great line. The Stahl line played very well, and which is expected because it's a line with Jordan Stahl. Jordan Stahl and Fost have great chemistry. I wish Nino was still there. However, trying to remember the player because new season, new lines, throwing me off a little bit. However, the player who did replace Nino Niederreiter, who I am unfortunately blanking on, as it's a new team and the game isn't as fresh in my head, he fit into that line pretty well. And I do have faith in how the season goes. I mean, they had Laine in the slot who scored. However, it is Patrick Laine in the slot. Say what you want about Laine. The dude can score goals. I mean, sometimes that's all he can do, but Line is a good player. He's going to score. But other than that, bar none, every line did well. And including, which might have been the best line of the night, Natchez, Svechnikov, and Kakaniemi had a game. And this was great because this is the line I was most skeptical on. Granted, it's only one game of 82, and regular season hockey definitely leans more towards the style of Natchez. Natchez was Hurricane of the game for me. I had my doubts about him. I kind of wanted Carolina to trade him, and they didn't. And Natchez is making me look like a bum for suggesting otherwise tonight. So I still have some level of, I don't think he really grinds as much as I'd like him to, but he's a great player, and who am I to really critique him when he gets 3 points tonight? So really, at the end of the day, Natchez is Hurricane of the game just because I wouldn't say I crapped on him, but I wasn't a fan of how he played in the playoffs, which I think was justified, and I thought we should trade him. And we didn't, and it's proving to work out so far in the first game of the 82, so props to Natchez. And I don't mind if Natchez makes me eat my words this season. Don't get me wrong, if I am ever critical of the Hurricanes in some capacity, and I say this could happen, I don't know about this, and then they go out and they do the positives of it, that's all fair play to me. I'm just a fan of the team who likes to pretend to be an armchair GM and pretend to know what I'm talking about, which is why I started this YouTube channel. And then for the defense, I gotta say, I really like Chatfield. I think Chatfield, for me personally, maybe has secured that top six spot. I mean, it's only one game of 82, but he was getting under the other team's skin. He was laying the body. He was breaking the puck out well. I think he got created one or two scoring chances from D. That was great. Shea and Pesci were Shea and Pesci. I don't think I need to elaborate anymore. Calvin DeHaan, I think, played well. I could see Ethan Bear or Coughlin stepping in for him a few games here and there still, but I mean, Chatfield Really liked his game. And then the top pair, Brent Burns and Jacob Slavin, are coming in and they're playing well. Brent Burns was the Hurricane I'm the most excited for to see in a Hurricanes jersey. When new jerseys are available for the Hurricanes and I have the money to buy them, I will eventually be buying the new red, but I don't have the money to right now, so I'm still wearing last year's red, which I think is a little underrated. But I will admit, going back to the OGs, massive upgrade still. So even though I think this grade's over jersey's a little bit underrated, I understand, it's still there. It's still the current red we have is better. I think if we bring the white back and, instead of doing a complete throwback, kind of modernizing it with the double flag on the shoulder to replace the single flag, because that's our new alternate logo, and I think it should stay. I like that logo more than our old logo. You bring the white back, put the double flag logo on the shoulder, keep everything else the same. Maybe do something a little bit different with the arms and socks, but I mean, not too much. But I mean, maybe add like the warning flags in the arms or something like this. Kind of merge these two together potentially, or keep it the same, either one, but just add the double flags. Who knows? Don't add the jersey sponsorship. Another great start to the season so far. No jersey patch partner. Happy about that. So yeah, and we made it to the start of the season. And I might get into it, but one thing that kind of makes me excited, not excited, but hopeful that they'll eventually cancel the jersey patch partners is there doesn't seem to be many corporations and businesses wanting to put their patch on a jersey. Maybe they're too expensive. And I like that, because if no one's really willing to do it, it's just going to be phased out, and it's going to be a forgotten chapter in jersey history. Probably being a little too hopeful. Maybe I'm back in the bargaining phase of it. However, I went on a tangent because, again, the game was so great. There's not much else to talk about. And lastly, before we go, Freddie Anderson. We win that game comfortably because of one save Freddie Anderson made. He made quite a few great saves, but he made a great save down there. The Canes came back and they scored, making it 3-1. That was the difference between 2-2 and 3-1. And a lot of that credit goes to Frederik Andersen. That was the turning point of the game that really got Carolina going when Carolina came out in the first period a little unsure of each other, which for me could have been expected. And if Carolina had lost this game, I wouldn't have been ranting. But it only lasted for one period, and then you would think this team had been playing together for like 1 or 2 seasons now, which, I mean, credit to Rod Brind'Amour for repeatedly being able to take a new core and have them playing together comfortably pretty quickly, consistently. He did it last year, and he did it in 2019 season when we traded Skinner out and brought in Ferland and Dougie Hamilton. So, yeah, shout out to Brind'Amour for being able to do that again. And yeah, as we finish this first of 82 games, it is all singing for Carolina. And I'll see you guys for, I think the next game is the one against the Sharks. I'll be excited to see, the Sharks' new jerseys on the ice, because I like them, but I think they're a downgrade if you're wanting my opinion on the Sharks jerseys, which this is a Hurricane-centric channel. I don't know why you would. But yeah, all around, all positives for game 1 of 82. And if you guys like the content I'm producing in the channel, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And yeah, comment what you guys thought about the game.